live.
Boop.
Holy
sorry.
That was dumb.
Sorry if you missed the intro on Rumble. It's the same one we play every week, but
no, we got her. We got her. I think we got her. We're live on Rumble, right? All right, cool.
We're live. I can see this ugly mug on Rumble. There it is.
All right.
Hey, we're here. We are here.
We're here.
It is Tuesday, June 24th, in the year of our Lord, 2025.
That's every year. What's up, y'all? Hi.
Sorry. We're sorry.
11 minutes in. Here we go. Hey, what do you do? For some reason, Twitch wasn't connected, and I had to go through and authorize it, and it wouldn't let me go live without Twitch. I don't care.
Gotta have the Twitch. It's fiending for the Twitch.
Yeah. You know how many people are live on? You know how many people are watching on Twitch right now?
5.
0.
Anyway, hello everybody. We're blessed to be here. We're thankful. No matter what. Great job, buddy. Great job. This is the brains of the operation, in case you can't tell.
I do my best.
I just show up and have the beard and pretty smile. That's it. That's it. Good. Thanks, man. I had a dude today at work. Some guy goes, "How you get that beard to be all them different colors?" And I said, God. I don't know. I don't know. Tell you. At least it's better when people. I can't stand when people go, "Do you dye your beard?" And you just gotta look at them and go, "Did you really assess?" Yes, I dye it gray. I do that. I like that gray stripe right down the middle of it. Throw a little blonde and brown and red in there and black and Yeah.
That's
whatever.
Good. That's good. Yeah. Whatever.
It's
not Mississippi and the Gulf of America.
That's right. Gulf of America.
You say something?
Huh? I said
what?
I said is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff happening in the world right now. A lot of people 2 days ago showed their true colors. Yeah. Freaked out. I firmly believe at this stage in the game that if you don't have God center in your life, if you haven't asked him for discernment and wisdom and just seek him out to lead you to the truth, I think at this stage in the game you're lost right now. And there's a lot of people that are lost. They react to everything, man, and it's so obvious. But what's crazy is there's a lot of again, we've had this discussion. A lot of these conservative accounts that don't have a clue what's going on. They just react to everything. And their personal opinions far outweigh any tiny speck of discernment they might have.
No, it's constant, man. It's soon as any type of event happens, anything. It doesn't matter. And, one of the biggest things, that Q did was wake people up, get people to move away from the mainstream media and to research, to do your own research, to look things out, to not jump to conclusions. I get it. Stuff can be super exciting, but to just jump on board, I see all these conservative accounts that are news posters, and all they do is copy and paste each other. One person posts it, and then they all just go after. No one. And it's within like 30 seconds, 30 to 60 seconds that it just starts feeding in. You want to tell me that all these people actually went and looked to see if anything was legit? No.
No. They did what the media always does. Anonymous sources say, and then they run with it.
Yeah.
It's run with
constant, it. Man. It's constant. And so it's just, I don't know. Again, you can see the people just, we've just said it before. People just want to be first, man. Like me, I could care less if I'm the post that, you know, if something happens that people see my post, like I don't care. I don't care.
I do not care. I'm not monetized. I don't do any of that stuff. I don't care. I don't care. I love all of you. I thank you if you like my, you know, but I don't care about clicks. I care about the truth. That is it. And sarcasm. You always got to sprinkle some sarcasm in there. It's a second language, right? Sarcasm is my second language. You know, I love God so much. I love Jesus so much. I was watching The Chosen yesterday with the wife, and, you know, where Jesus is flipping the tables. And I just looked at her and I said, you know what? She said, well, I said, I love Jesus so much.
Yeah.
She goes, me too. Yeah. Yeah. And that's all I care about. I don't care about clicks or none of that stuff, man. We're not in that for the thirst to be first, as I like to say. I don't care about any of that stuff. I just want the truth. I want my country back. I want the world back. Because I think we can all agree that Trump is not at war with Iran. He's not at war. He's not mad at Israel. He's not mad at all these other countries. He's mad at the globalists. He's trying to take out these globalists, these evil people through decades of hard work and money laundering and fraud and everything else, have managed to entrench themselves in every government in every country. That's who he's at war with. And I want to see him throttle these people into just dust.
And I think he will. And I think he is. You know, he, just like we said on the, I think last show, he's bamboozling everybody, you know? I mean, he trolls every day. I mean, he comes out, he's like, yeah, probably within the next 2 weeks. And then not even 24 hours later, you hear this stuff going on with Iran. He's like, oh, gotcha. You know,
gotcha.
Imagine that. Whether you know he actually bombed Iran or not, I've seen some theories out there. Like, what if he's just playing the mind game? You know, would be very interesting. I mean, I think it was Badlands that we're talking about. Well, you get Israel to completely back off if you say that you took out their nukes, and then Israel has no reason to do anything else because that was their main focus. So, I mean, if that's the case, then that'd be great. But I mean, at the same time, you see all the people on the right that take it. So besides the thirst to be first, it's the emotions. If something does happen, why do people succumb to fear so easily?
So quick. So easily.
I'm like, y'all, relax. How many times Green Lives Matter had a good post? He's like, how many times has there been an event, Trump has said something, and everybody freaked out, and then within 48 hours, it wasn't what anybody expected?
Yep.
You know? How many times? It's countless. So what makes this any different? Now, is there stuff going on? Sure. I mean, maybe Trump is just playing this game. Maybe he is playing a good, and he's being a good showman. You know, even today when he dropped the F-bomb, you know, like, I mean, I was like, he sounds pretty mad, you know?
He was pissed.
Like, yeah.
He was pissed, dude. He was pissed. I mean, you can't blame the guy. Right? He brokers this ceasefire and says, Israel, you got 12 hours and then you're done. And he goes, I didn't mean for Israel to take every bomb they had in the chamber and unleash it on Iran within the next 12 hours. Like, you got 12 hours to, like, calm things down. and then be done with it. Not just like, all right, he said we got 12 hours. Let's drop it like it's hot, man. Yeah, he was pissed. And I'll be honest with you. One of the two, if not both, I think are going to break that ceasefire. History.
Probably.
One of them's going to break the ceasefire because we're all waiting, right? We're waiting for that moment. The people will become very afraid. They will say we have no protection, right? And I find it highly coincidental that the talk of sleeper cells comes up, right? Because we all know that there's got to be an event. Something's going to happen here on U.S. soil because Trump's lining everything up. Like you look at the L.A. riots. All right. Those riots kick off 2 days after ICE goes in and arrests what Tom Homan says were people involved in money laundering with the cartels. They were just rounding up any illegals. They were rounding up people through an investigation that they had been doing for money laundering with the cartels. And next thing you know, the Democrats send out their little paid protesters and foot soldiers to create chaos, because I firmly believe you're going to find out a lot of politicians in California are in bed with the cartels. So then Gavin Newsom sues him, and Supreme Court says, hey, Gavin, he's the commander in chief. He has full authority over all military, even the National Guard. He can federalize them whenever he wants to,
right,
under Title 10 orders. So it's like, boom, that precedent's been established. So it's almost like every time they try and do something stupid, they fall into another trap. And now he's got the Supreme Court saying he pretty much can activate the National Guard whenever he wants to. Well, that's in his back pocket. So we know that is, but a lot of people in this country, they listen to the news. They think they know what's going on. He doesn't have the right to do that. Well, yes, he does. He 100% does. And now the Supreme Court has backed him on that. Oh, what else did they just back him on? He can, in fact, deport whoever he wants to that is in this country illegally, and they don't even have to send them back to the country they came from. He can send them wherever he wants to.
It's just savage.
We don't call him President Trump for no reason, right? We don't call him President Trump for no reason. Right. So you see all these things starting to line up, and especially if you're looking at if you know Q, you don't exactly know everything that's going on, but you got a pretty good idea, and you've been through this stuff enough that you know to sit back and just let things play out, right? And not freak out and become I like the new, what they call them now, the panicans. I like that. Yeah. You don't become a panican. You sit back, you take that 40,000 foot view, and you let things play out. And one day, boom, we're going to war with Iran. The next day, ceasefire, just like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just a lot of people. There's a lot of people I just want to vomit, like, every time I like hear their takes. It's just like, why is everybody so angry? Like, sit back, enjoy the show. I mean, the fact that the guy that is doing this stuff, who's trolling everybody, just posted this. I mean, yes, Trump actually just posted this.
Bomb Iran. Bomb Iran. Bomb Gonna throw some rocks. Tell the Ayatollah, gonna put you in a box. Country's got a feeling, really, it's the ceiling. Bomb Iran, bomb Iran. Old Uncle Sam's getting pretty hot. Time to turn Iran into a parking lot. Bomb Iran, bomb Iran. Country's got a feeling, really, it's the ceiling. Bomb Iran, bomb Iran.
I mean, gonna go to a mosque, pick up some rocks,
turn Iran into a parking lot. And people are freaking out. Like Trump's over here just like come on.
He's the master troller, man. Hands
He is.
down.
Dude, he's the master
Hands
troller.
down.
No
Hands
one,
down, the master
no
troller.
one's even close.
And then you got what cracks me up is all these congressmen. Hey, we didn't get a briefing. Well, sorry. It's unconstitutional. No, it's not. How many bombs? Israel. How many bombs did Barack Obama drop? Like well over 26,000. Nobody said anything when Barack Obama bombed Libya. Right? How many bombs that Hussein dropped that killed civilians? Oh, everybody forgets that. Yeah, some of his bombs went astray and killed civilians, even Americans that were living over in these countries that he bombed. I didn't hear any cries from anybody about him not having the authority to drop bombs on anybody. A TDS is something else, man.
It really is
something else.
I mean,
did you see where they asked him, what can you tell somebody about running for political office? He's like, ooh, I'd say don't do it.
Yeah.
I'd say don't do it.
What's her name? That Crockett lady.
Oh,
so
yes.
she came out and dropped the F-bomb in one of her videos. I'm like, these people would just want to be Trump.
Oh yeah.
They have to. It's like,
except when he says it, it sounds gangsta.
I mean,
when they
I'm
say
not gonna lie,
it just sounds like they're trying too hard, you know?
I mean, I don't really I don't cuss, but at the same time when he heard it, I was like, oh. It's like just laying it down. It did sound gangster, not gonna lie.
Yeah. We've had this discussion. I don't go out of my way and try and cuss, but I would be lying if I said that they didn't fly out of my mouth sometimes when it's just me and maybe my wife when I get frustrated about something. Like this weekend when I was putting garage floor tiles down, there might have been a couple that flew out of my mouth in frustration because it was 98 degrees. It's hot out there. And when you take a wrong measurement and then you cut the tile, it's a little frustrating.
It is a little frustrating. Mm-hmm. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. But
for sure.
However, there is some. There's something I did want to bring up first before. Before we continue on, we did a show last year, late last year. I think it was like November, something like that. We did it with Bill Smith, Firepoint Energy. I wanted to bring this up because we talked about, remember the X and the P, the XL Plus stuff that we talked about, all that.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, so they just released this on yesterday. I'm just going to pull this up on the screen here. So Firepoint Energy acquires XL Plus International, prepares reverse merger. Okay. It says that they announced today the acquisition of XL Plus International, leader in innovative energy solutions. The strategic move strengthens Firepoint Energy's commitment to sustainable energy production and is a significant step in the company's plan to become a publicly traded entity. This acquisition, this is from Bill Smith himself, this acquisition marks a significant milestone for Firepoint Energy as we deliver on our stated objective of becoming publicly traded. And they're doing a lot of this to also raise more capital. So, we talked about XL Plus back in October, November, whenever that was. But I do find this interesting because, obviously there's no ticker yet. Now XL Plus has been sitting there. It's not ticking, but the fact that I think this could be a pretty sweet opportunity. This is not investment advice. This is more for, I'm just going to go ahead and say it's just me talking to myself. And with the X and the P prophecy that we talked from Kim, a lot of people think it's XRP. I'm not saying you're wrong or anything like that. You could be very well right, but the X and the P, and Kim said there was something in the middle of it. And well, that is their logo. It's the X and a P with a leaf going through the middle. So if this ticker does go live, I think it's a saying to myself, I think it's a good way to get in early and get things well. Now it's not publicly traded yet, so just keep an eye on it. You can check their website, firepoint.energy, and check for updates. They do updates periodically, so go ahead and check that out when you have time. But if you don't know, if you are new here, Kim Clement had a prophecy that Firepoint Energy was going to be part of the great wealth transfer and everything like that. Because I mean, if you think about how we're heading into the golden age of energy, and the whole thing is producing the minerals, right? Like this is why am I drawing a blank? Like the earth minerals, right? Mm-hmm. So and Trump is rare earth minerals, and Trump has talked about how we're unlocking all this, and this is one of the main companies that is building up right now. So as things progress, this could be a sweet opportunity for me.
For me,
because this is an investment advice. But other than that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I like the tech. I don't see how anybody could be against creating coal, energy from coal waste dumps, right, and garbage and everything else. Like, what is wrong with that? I think it's great. And like you, when it does go public, I'm gonna try and get my grubby little hands on some.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Oh, sure. For sure. Now is.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Iran some more. Just a little bit. Now, we have talked at length about, what we saw during Biden's tenure, right? All those times they were like, hey, we're going to attack so-and-so. And we're like, why would you tell somebody you're going to attack them unless either you want them to know or it's all a show. So we find out that Iran got advance warning. Okay.
We got to pray.
Oh, okay.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you. We praise you. We come before you as this community. We come before you each and every day. And we just give you all the thanks and the glory for everything that you're doing in our individual lives and throughout the nation. We thank you and continue to declare and proclaim protection, plead the blood of Jesus over this nation, over our president and his family, over each and every one of the people that are within this community, over Chris and his family, over me and my family, and anybody who's watching this, that they receive it in Jesus' name. And we just thank you for your continued wisdom and revelation as we continue to dive in deeper. And we just we thank you that the more we learn about you, the more we talk about you, that we can have that wisdom and revelation that you speak to us. And thank you for giving us the opportunity to have a relationship with Jesus. We just thank you, Father. We come before you in the name of Jesus. And we just, once again, we thank you each and every day, and we worship you, and we give you all the glory for everything. We are ready for what this summer is about to unleash. We are ready for the next steps. We know that the next plan is with the army of Davids that are rising up. So we say yes to whatever you have next, and we are ready to go whenever you are ready to go. In Jesus' name, we thank you. Amen.
Amen. So Trump basically says we gave Iran advance notice that we were going to bomb their nuclear facilities. So there were no people in those facilities when those bombs hit. Right? Mm-hmm. Do you not find it a little bit coinky dinky that right before we drop some bombs on Iran, they get a near 6 magnitude earthquake right next to one of their nuclear facilities?
It is interesting.
Right? And I bring this up because remember when all the saber rattling was going on with North Korea? You know, it was North Korea. We're going to be at a war with North Korea. You know, that was their plan. If Hillary won, not only would we have been at war with North Korea, we would have been at war with Iran, because how many of these politicians for years have said Iran can't have a nuclear weapon? They can't. Hillary even said, if I'm president, I will bomb Iran. They all said it. Multiple times these people said it. So all the saber rattling with North Korea is going on. You got Trump out there saying, hey, Kim, you might have a button, but my button's bigger. And if you do anything, blah, blah, blah. And then out of nowhere, there's an earthquake in North Korea that just so happens to pancake their entire nuclear operation that was hidden inside of a mountain. And next thing you know, POTUS is going into North Korea, shakes hand with Kim Jong-un, and you haven't heard a peep out of North Korea since.
You haven't.
You haven't heard anything.
No.
You know, every now and then Kim pops his head up, and he's like, hello. You know, that's and then we're done.
Hello.
Hello. So
it's so funny.
We drop bombs, and then a day later, Iran gives Qatar advance notice, gives the U.S. advance notice, like, hey, we're going to send some missiles your way. All those missiles got taken out in the sky. Nobody was hurt. And then Trump comes out on Truth Social and says, now that Iran has saved face, now we can move on to peace. You're welcome. And it's like, but everybody, again, was freaking out. And it didn't even take 24 hours. And you had I will give credit to those on X. Like, I like Rob Schneider, the comedian. I like Rob Schneider, okay? He was very critical of the bombing and everything. And then he came back and was like, I'm sorry. I regret what I said. I'm, blah, blah, blah. You had a couple of people that actually had, the stones to go, I was wrong. I'm okay with that. It's okay to be wrong.
Absolutely.
But you have some that are like, nope, I'm sticking to it. I don't like it. Blah, 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 blah. My children aren't going to get drafted to fight Israel's war. Lady, your child is 4 years old. They ain't getting drafted anytime soon. Why are you even saying that? You know who I'm talking about.
I actually don't.
Last name's Owens.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Say less.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, there's a lot of people like that. There's a lot of people like that. A lot of people that just kind of jumped on the scene. Not saying that Candace Owens, Owens something jumped on the scene. But there's a lot of them, man. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah. Now, how much of it is theater? We don't know. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell y'all that I know everything that's going on, because I don't. Then I'd be lying to you. Even though we follow Q and have been since it started, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know how everything is going to play out. But I've learned enough, I think we all have over the years, to not react to everything and to just let Trump cook. Again, I just want to point out to everybody, this is a president that, regardless of everything they tried to do, they tried to throw him and his family in jail. They threw people that he was close with in jail. They tried to kill him more than once. They did all this stuff. They tried to bankrupt him, everything. And this guy's still working. You understand, this guy's working for free. Not taking a paycheck. Spent his own money to build 2 big, beautiful flagpoles. And it's interesting, when he did that, I posted on X, I said, why does this feel like the planting of those flags is signal that we've taken back that White House from the cabal?
Well, right. That's kind of it's kind of what I felt like from a lot of his posts the last 48 hours. Like the one he posted earlier this morning. But he said, we are finally entering our golden age. Okay. We're finally entering it. Okay, first day of summer. See, a lot of stuff is going to start taking place in summer. But he's talking about the Department of Energy, how we're drilling and drilling and drilling. But What was the other one? Well, the whole world peace one, or I think I don't want to.
Where he said, "Congratulations, world."
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said like congratulations, world on peace or something like that. He's saying a lot of stuff as it's past tense. And I Trump, he kind of, I feel like for those that followed Q, who followed Trump, like since in the last 4 or 5 years, you see the little things hidden in his messages, and he's always chilling. Now I get it. This morning he looked really mad, but I think Trump. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I mean, Trump still maybe whatever, but I mean, just when he was in the Netherlands, like he was in the back of the plane, he's like, Iran. That's the last thing they're talking about is nukes or whatever. Like everything is past tense. Now, what you said with Israel and Iran potentially, who knows? The ceasefire will come to an end eventually.
Yeah, somebody's going to do something stupid. I mean, I'm just saying, my money is on Israel.
I mean, it probably is. It probably will be because I get it. I get it.
I mean, you don't find it odd.
It's the Middle East, y'all.
Right.
This holy war has been going on forever, and peace is not going to be taken away from the earth till Jesus comes back to the restoration of all things. So the Middle East is always going to have this chaos behind it, but I think there's like people don't see the surrounding countries that are actually starting to thrive. Like if you look at like Iraq, I mean, even within Iran, Iraq, Iran, Israel, Turkey, and Jordan, like these places are actually starting to build their nations up. There's a lot, like the Middle East isn't just a bunch of what the media shows you, just desert nothing. Like these places are becoming powerful countries. I mean, Iraq's been in a massive building phase for the last 20 years. And they've just been building. People don't understand that. Like, there's so much that can come out of the Middle East. What did Kim say in that prophecy about in the midst of the chaos? He said that prosperity is going to come from from the unlikeliest spot. And he was talking about the Middle East. There's a lot. But I'm not freaking out about nothing. I don't care if a ceasefire ends tonight and people want to be like, oh, it's back to World War III. Nah. Dude, miss me with that.
Yeah.
We're not going to war.
No. How many Q posts talk about Iran? A lot.
Probably a lot. Yeah.
And what did it say? What did a lot of them say? Iran's going to open the door to a lot of things. It's not you can think about Ukraine, all of this stuff, Iran, all of these things you're seeing going on right now. When the American people find out that they have all been funded with your money, how many times have we talked about your tax dollars are literally funding your very own demise? They steal from you, funnel the money to their whatever projects, NGOs, everything, and they use this money to take down this country. So this is going to open up a lot of doors. But what also did the Q, like, here's one, August 28th, 2018, says, watch Iran, something incredible is about to happen. The good people of Iran have the power. Fight for your freedom. So you hear the words regime change. Now, a lot of us don't like to hear that because we know that this country has been involved in a lot of regime change all over the world through black ops projects and everything else. We go in, we take out world leaders, and we cause regime change. We did it in Libya. We did it in Iraq. We did it in Afghanistan. We did it in Ukraine. Okay, we funded the color revolution in the Ukraine. Your tax dollars paid for everything over there to put in a puppet government. So how do you take all that out? You have to show the people. Now, Trump had the word, said, make Iran great again. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That's in the Q post too.
It is.
Make Iran great again is in the Q post. There are multiple posts that talk about free Iran. Iran will be freed. The people have the power. I don't think we are going to be responsible for any regime change in Iran. They asked Trump today, do you want regime change? He said no. Anybody with a sound mind knows that regime change in Iran would be good. Why? Regime change happened in 1979. A lot of people don't know that prior to 1979, Iran was our ally. They were our ally. The country was very westernized. Women didn't have to walk around with the burqas and all that stuff on. Look at that.
So this is fake news knowingly false narrative pushes. One, POTUS colluded with Russia. Okay, we get that one. POTUS is puppet to Putin. POTUS is irreparably I can't read on that screen. Harm relationships with our allies. POTUS will collapse U.S. economy. POTUS will collapse stock market. POTUS will cause war with North Korea. POTUS will cause war with Iran. POTUS will destroy the world. On and on. Knowingly false fear and scare push. Okay, it's constant. It's constant. It's constant. It's constant. And like you said, people that didn't follow Q, like people on the right, they give into this. They give into that fear push. In fact, sometimes they're the ones that are pushing it.
Yes. Yep. So, you go back to 1979. Who do you think funded the rise of the Ayatollah? We did. We did.
Fund everything.
I guarantee you we did. See, before 1979, Iran had a king and a queen. They had a monarchy. Oh, we don't like monarchies. Bernie Sanders, the monarchy. Yeah. Whatever. Life was pretty good in Iran. And again, they were our ally. And since 1979, those people have been oppressed by a terrorist regime. So when you hear POTUS say, well, I don't want regime change. See, I don't buy that. Because I look at those posts and it says the people of Iran have the power. I think we're going to give the people of Iran the ammunition they need to take back their country themselves. Just like here. What do you think Q was all about? Never been tried before. Look at that. June 19th. That's crazy that Delta has come around recently with everything going on, right? Free Iran, fight, fight, fight. Where have we heard that before? Regime change. People have the power. We stand with you. So what if we're giving the people of Iran the very fuel they need to take back their country and do a regime change on their own? How many of you here in America want your corrupt politicians to be gone? We all do. It's the same over there. They were cheering. The people of Iran were cheering when he bombed those nuclear sites. They want out too. They want their country back. How many Christians are in Iran right now? Persecuted. A lot.
The church in Iran and in China is bigger than it is in the West.
Yeah. You want to talk about faith? That's faith. Knowing that by having said faith and even being open about said faith will get you killed in those countries. I'm just saying. Yeah, there's one where a guy's holding up a picture. And in that picture, it says, make America great again, make Iran great again.
So many Iran posts in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's an interesting one. Yeah, it's just, I know it's in here. I just scroll for days.
A lot of posts about Iran, huh?
Yeah. Tons. And
again, all these politicians for years have been saying that they were going to do something about Iran, and he finally does it, and they all want to skewer him for it.
Yeah, and he played it beautifully.
I'm just going to sit back, like we said. I'm going to sit back and let Trump cook. Let him cook. I'm gonna
Let
let
him
him
cook,
be the
like-
chef that he is.
Dude, that's just it. Like, I know this may seem like common sense, but if Trump has at his disposal the top military strategists, the top military intelligence, the top of the top, the tippy top of everything, and somebody on X wants to get in their emotions because they think better, they think they know better.
Mhm.
Like, where does that mentality come from? Like that you just understand. You just understand like foreign affairs, but it's deeper than just foreign affairs. We're talking about like a holy war that's been happening forever. I don't know, man. It's
don't know either.
crazy. It's crazy that people just think they know. I don't even know, dude. I don't know. The more I start to realize is that I don't know anything.
I don't. I know enough to be dangerous. That is about it.
That's
That is about
That's
it, man.
it.
I know enough to be dangerous. Or then that's about it. So did you see? Here's another post. If you don't believe that Q is real, this is June 24th, 2020. This is a Delta for today. It says this has never been attempted. Use of general public to counter the narrative propaganda pushed by controlled media. All right. There's a lot of people, again, conservative accounts that look just like the controlled media. They look just like them, like we talked about at the beginning of the show. Yeah. They push out the same talking points. All right. And it says analysis start to now indicate situational awareness, right? Decoupling of MSDNC control of information. You're seeing that right now, ladies and gentlemen. The media is their viewership is tanking. People aren't buying what they're selling anymore. And then it says attacks indicate can be defined as loss of generalized information control. They have lost the information control. The media no longer has the bullhorn. They think they do. And they do to a very small group of people, but the media does a really good job of trying to sell America that their base is a lot bigger than it is. Why? Because they have the biggest platform right now. All right. And then it says need to expend ammunition, muster network to defend and coordinate attacks to counter military civilian alliance. Just like in Iran, just like it's going to be here. We, the people, have all of the power.
All of it.
And their biggest fear is that the information is going to get out, and it's coming. I'm going to tell you right now, if you can't read the tea leaves, there is some stuff that is getting ready to come. All right. It's no coincidence that Cash came out last week and said that they have proof that the 2020 election was stolen with the printing of fake ballots from China. Also, Iran was involved in the theft of the 2020 election. Okay. But again, Iran is not the Iran that we see on TV with the Ayatollah. I believe they are controlled, just like North Korea was controlled, just like the Ukraine is controlled. Those people aren't really running anything in those countries. They're puppets.
Oh, there's always it's a fall guy, you know?
Right.
It's got to be somebody. You know? The Ayatollah ain't running squat.
No. So that's why, remember when we had Boone on and we were talking about psyops, right? And there's bad psyops and we talk about insurgency, and we specifically asked him, if you know your enemy is using a psyop in order to conduct an insurgency, could you then use a psyop as a counter-insurgency? And he said, absolutely. And I believe that's what Q is. I believe that's what it always was. It was a way of waking up the public to get around the controlled media apparatus, propaganda kings, so that we, the people, could wake up and take back our country. Step one was getting POTUS back in there. He's back. They don't like it. He's back. And now you're starting to see all this stuff roll out. And the media doesn't have the control. They just don't have it anymore. I mean, today, did you see where Trump looked right at the camera of CNN and said, "You're gutless cowards"?
I mean, they are, though. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
You know, Like they're just living in the background now. You kind of forget about them. They'll CNN and all these places. But I thought it was interesting. We talked about like the Kim prophecy about obviously many times. I was thinking of it differently because today, obviously, the whole Al Green thing where they brought forth impeachment stuff against Trump, which failed miserably, by the way. Even the Democrats were like, nah, we're out.
Right. 344 to 79. It got voted down.
Failed miserably, right? Now, in that Kim prophecy where he says they will shout impeach, impeach. Okay. And then it's like 10 minutes later in the video, he says it again. He says, and they'll shout impeach, impeach. Okay, but this shall not happen. I mean, it's kind of like the same thing. It kind of feels like there was that delay in the prophecy itself to show that like it would come at a later time. Now obviously this isn't like this didn't gain any traction, and probably some people here might even not know that it even happened today. Because that's how nobody cares. Trump's not getting impeached. But right after that, what does he say? He talks about, and then he goes into the gold stuff. Now, we have to understand that just like in 1971, when we took our financial system off the gold standard, it was done like that. It was just bam, okay? And that can happen at any given point in the other direction. Now, whatever Trump's waiting for, there's got to be something. I don't know. I can show you post after post where Trump said he who holds the most gold makes the rules. It's a pretty basic rule that if you have the most gold, you're at the head of the table, right? Trump's a big gold guy. We've gone through all the gold stuff. How Trump said, back in 2017, how he said, make the world great again and returning the dollar back to gold. He said it would be tough. It'd be tough. Yeah, it'd be tough. But, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? Trump is, it'd be nice though, huh? But this stuff, and this is why he's never really talked about the financial system because, you cut the head off the snake, that's that. You're not going to, just like in military strategy, right? In bombing Iran or doing whatever, he's not going to come out here and tell you. So I truly believe it, even though he in the other prophecy where Kim talked about how he's in the midst of the chaos and the prosperity be released and all this stuff. Not only if there's, you got this big, beautiful bill, whatever in there, but I think there is a pegging to gold coming. And I think it's going to be very sudden. And I think people need to be ready for it. I really do. And this is one of these things.
What starts July 1st?
On July 1st, Basel III basically slingshots gold into top tier status again. And a lot of people, you pulling it up?
Check this out. Now, this AI overview, okay? It says Basel III regulations, specifically the Basel III Endgame rules, will officially recognize physical gold as a tier 1 asset. Now, we've been telling you gold has always been a tier 1 asset. It's the only one in the world. Mm-hmm. All right. But this will explain in a minute. So effective July 1st, 2025, this reclassification aligning with global standards means banks can count physical gold held in their own vaults as equivalent to cash or U.S. treasuries when calculating their core capital reserves. This change is expected to increase the attractiveness of gold as a reserve asset for banks. So it says right here, gold, when held physically and allocated, means specifically identified and segregated, is now treated as a tier 1 asset similar to cash and government bonds. Banks can now include the full market value of their physical gold holdings in their core capital, whereas previously only a portion, basically 50%, was recognized. This is the key. No more paper gold. How long have we told y'all? If you have a paper ETF in gold or silver, you need to get rid of it and have physical. If you don't hold it, you don't own it, it is worth squat. Paper claims on gold, such as unallocated gold accounts, no longer qualify for Tier 1 status. The increased demand from banks could lead to upward pressure on gold prices. While increased price volatility is possible due to daily market-to-market valuation, the changes are intended to enhance transparency and accuracy in gold valuation.
Go to the stricter valuation.
Basel III introduces more stringent valuation methods for gold, requiring banks to market daily. All right.
Love that.
No more of this. No more of this playing games with gold. And again, where gold goes, silver goes. We know that which one is manipulated more, gold or silver. We've been through this time and time again. Silver should be 8-to-1 ratio. Right now, it's like 100. Yeah, it's ridiculous. No, what is the current? I can tell you right now. Where's my?
I have no idea.
Where's my calculator? It's not good. I'll do the math real quick. What is gold right now? 34. Let's just say 3,400 an ounce. Yeah, it's almost like 100.
100-to-1.
100-to-1 ratio. And it should be 8-to-1 because it comes out of the ground 8-to-1.
And that's not even like, that's prior to revaluation, you know. So I mean, even if you didn't revalue, I mean, I'm expecting a revaluation to come at some point. Like obviously they're gonna have to, especially, you know, if you're going, you know, pegging your dollar back to gold, which I think most of the nations. Remember when Trump said he's going to level the playing field?
Yes.
For everybody. I think that's just it. I think it's, you know, you've seen all the central banks that have been acquiring gold for years, and we're talking massive amounts, and the mainstream media out here not a peep about it. They're not hoarding crypto. They're not stacking up on cash. In fact, they're getting rid of cash. Okay. So I'm just saying metals at the end of the day. It's coming. It's gonna be sudden. It's gonna be fast. It might be a little bumpy at first. But it's coming.
Because a lot of people don't have it.
Yeah.
And that's where the bumpiness comes in. If you have it, I think you're going to be a little more smooth sailing than people that don't have it. But don't worry if you don't have it, because your new financial system, I believe, is going to benefit everybody in this country. A lot of people don't know that the United States, our dollar has destroyed so many nations. We forced the world to have it as a reserve currency. Okay. So when you do that, when you force the world to trade with your money that you print out of thin air, what do you think it does to their currency in their countries? It devalues it. Our dollar has caused so much poverty all over the world because we force countries to use it in order to trade globally. We print it out of thin air, so we have an endless supply of it, whereas they do not. It devalues their currency. So when Trump says level playing field, he's talking about things like the Bretton Woods Agreement, where gold was the reserve asset. Your currencies were backed by gold. So is hypothetical. If you have a country that's having trouble paying their debt, right, and they have all of this gold, what is a simple solution in order to increase the value of your currency that is backed by gold? You revalue the gold that you have. Therefore, your money buys more. See, we've done the opposite. We got rid of gold. We print money out of thin air, and our currency has lost value because of that. Again, we've said it 3 cents of its original purchasing power.
99%.
You can flip the script overnight if you go back to a gold standard and revalue the price of gold. It would be that simple. And everybody goes, you can't do that. Well, Richard Nixon did it with a stroke of a pen.
Oh, let me go right back to the previous statement. He who owns the most gold makes the rules.
Mm-hmm.
Simple as that.
Yep.
The most likely outcome is the most entertaining, right?
Mm-hmm.
The common sense way of doing it is probably the most likely. Okay, there are a lot of things that are common sense, things that can be done, that the media and the experts and stuff will tell you they can't be done. That's because we've been in this broken system for so long. When you just float the money, I mean, yeah, and everything's manipulated, sure, but you got to cut the head off the snake soon. It has to come with a clean, swift chop to the neck. Doesn't it's going to be, butterflies and rainbows overnight. But, what does it say? He'll hold it up, and they will laugh at him. So obviously there's going to be some not only pushback, but there's probably going to be some name calling. You'll see a bunch of people on X come out here and be like, why would Trump do this? Blah, 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 blah. And it'll turn around and be great.
Yep.
I find it interesting that Trump came out here and was like, can't I just be the next Fed chair? I thought that was actually a pretty funny, interesting comment, because in 2017, what did he do? He merged the Treasury and the Fed together.
Yeah. And I said, when he said that, I go, he already is. He already is the Fed.
He already is.
This is theater. I firmly believe this is theater, and it's a way to raise public awareness. Like, hey, this guy is stifling our economy. It's clearly political. Inflation is down. Remember when they told us inflation was transitory in 2022?
Yeah.
Right? It's going to go away. It's going to go away, everybody. It's transitory. And then it stuck around and it got worse for 3 years. While your president was draining this, we've covered all this stuff. We were covering the oil reserve. He drained the petroleum reserve in this country in order to manipulate the gas prices. Remember, it wasn't coincidence that before the midterms and before the general election last year that gas prices started coming down. They did it right before the midterms. They were manipulating it by draining our strategic petroleum reserve, which is a big no-no, because that is there for times of war. Because in times of war, things like where Iran was threatening to shut down the canal where a lot of your oil comes from and trades through. See, they can, in times of war, things like that happens. That's why you have a strategic petroleum reserve, so that we here in America can have fuel for our military tanks and planes and all that good stuff. And so that we can still survive as a country while there's a war going on. But Joe Biden thought to just drain it. After Trump filled it up for nothing, when they were actually paying Trump to take the oil.
They paid him, dude. One of the greatest deals ever, dude.
Yeah, he's like, they're paying me. They're paying me to take their oil. That's amazing. But that was a big sign. When oil went negative, that was a huge sign to the world economy, what was going on. But so many people missed it, man. So things are definitely on the horizon. Again, in the midst of the chaos, I will release the resources. And just yesterday, what did Trump say? To the energy department, drill, baby, drill right now. So I believe those resources are coming. The Basel 3 coming online July 1st. And Bodie pointed out earlier that soon the crypto, July 14th, the ISO stuff starts. Like, crypto is going to play a role in the new financial system. But I firmly believe, I will stand by it, that everything is going to come back to gold and silver, rare earth minerals, assets. Again, we have so much wealth in this nation that's been stolen from you. Think about all the illegals right now. What are you seeing in California? You're finding out that all these businesses and everything was what? Yeah, people here illegally taking work from the American citizen. They are stealing your wealth from you in more ways than you can count. He brought up federal lands. We're going to unleash all these federal lands. How long have we said is that all these federal lands, we have all the things we need right here at home. Your politicians just didn't want you to have access to it, because they were stealing from you. They were stealing from you. They were bleeding this country dry. And then they were going to get us into a war that we would have lost, and then you wouldn't have the United States of America anymore. It's plain and simple. Did you see this video? I want to show you this because it talks about the flagpoles, and it really it got me thinking, because the lady who posted it is
talking about the Washington.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. This thing, I want y'all to listen to what she says because it makes sense. You know, we talk about watching a big giant game of chess. You're watching this, it's chess, not checkers. And her insight on this is pretty good. And I went and looked. Sure enough, it no longer says Washington, D.C. on Google Maps. It doesn't say it. And I know it said Washington, D.C. before. Like, this isn't some, what's that effect they call? Where they like the fruit of the loom. Like, this isn't.
Yeah, where you just don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This isn't jumping timelines or any of this stuff. This is real. So Fletch posted this, and the original count is Doreen Linder. But listen what she says.
And nobody noticed. All you rubberneckers out there are so entertained by what's going on in Israel and Iran that you didn't even see what was happening here. I'm sorry, I forget I'm talking to Gen Z sometimes. Rubbernecking is a term that we, old folks, used to use when you were watching an accident over there instead of paying attention to the car right in front of you. Let's back up. Last Saturday, the parade. Do you remember the parade? Okay. Do you remember how he had Melania stand right in front of him? In chess, this is known as the queen going in front of the king because she protects the king. Queen's Gambit, okay? If you didn't know, Trump in real life is actually like a master at chess. His favorite game. Still with me? And did you notice the golden knight? Okay. And then did you notice the capturing of the flag? The envelope flag? And now there's 2 flags that were erected at the White House. In chess, flagging is when your opponent's time has run out. Does this remind you a little bit of that captured flag at that Pennsylvania post office? Do you understand the meaning of that one? If you don't, go look it up. But that's not even the most interesting thing. Go on to Google Maps, Apple Maps, whatever maps you like to use. Washington, D.C. no longer exists. That's right, D.C. no longer exists, okay? Now it's just Washington. If you think this wasn't well thought out, go look at the inauguration day. Go look at Trump's tie. Go look at Melania's outfit. Of course, everyone was too entertained by Ivanka looking like Serena Joy over there. You failed to notice the colors that Melania was wearing. Go have a look. When you start paying attention, you'll start finding answers. Just saying.
Flagging. I told you, we reclaimed that White House. Those flags mean more than you can possibly imagine. And endgame, right? How long have we said you're watching a game of chess play out, right? I forget that video where that guy said, you know, it's basically they've been in checkmate. These people, these globalists, these people who've been running the world, they've been in checkmate for a long time. But instead of doing the gentleman thing and shaking hands and going, you got me, they tried to play the long game, hoping that your opponent would make a mistake that would give you an out and get you out of being in checkmate. They didn't. They stole an election. They released a virus on you. They massively censored Americans. They crapped all over your First Amendment right to free speech. They did everything they could to extend and wiggle out of being in checkmate. And I think those flagpoles are very significant. And I think it is a signal that the end is near, that the final move is going to be over, right? At what stage of the game do you attack the king? Okay. All of this is starting to make sense. Like, all these events that are taking place are leading to an end game, and Basel 3 and all that is it's rolling right into everything, because gold is going to destroy their fake money. It's going to crush it. Yes. I'm so excited, man. I texted Iz yesterday. Like, Iz goes, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Man, I'm just joyful and thankful." Like, he thought I was being all sad. I was like, what? I like yesterday when I was texting you and you were like, "Are you okay?" Because I was like in a like happy, and I'm like, man, yeah, I'm like, I'm just joyful and thankful, man. Like, this is the greatest time.
Sorry,
to be alive.
People are like, I'm glad you're my friend, man.
Yeah. Well, I am glad that you're my best friend. But, it's been a wild ride, man. It's been a wild ride. I know it has been for all of you. Like, truly the best is yet to come. Like, I don't think a lot of us can fathom what life is going to be like when this is all said and done.
Right.
And how good you're going to have it. Now, how long we keep it, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. Again, 2027 is right around the corner, beyond the veil of limitations.
Let's
Trump
get there
has said
before
many. Yeah, but if you listen to Trump, he says things that a lot of people, they don't pick up on, when he's like, we have stuff that you've never even seen before. He's talking about technologies. He knows what we have.
Mm-hmm.
He knows. So when all this gets unleashed, I don't know. But yes, West Virginia Mountain Mom, I have so much peace too, man. Mentally, I am in such a good place. None of this chaos affects me whatsoever, because I know it has to happen. And I know what's on the other side of it. And you should too. We've been doing this long enough. There are a lot of good podcasts out here. They all have the same message. And that's what Q wanted us to do. That message of reassurance, because the masses tend to panic in situations like this, instead of having discernment and just watching, just watching it all go down. I mean, this plan is brilliant, right? It's so brilliant, it could have only been given by him.
It's a divine setup. It's a chaos setup.
Period.
All it is.
Yeah. Yep.
All it is.
I'm
Start looking at it spiritually, not physically.
Mm-hmm.
Start seeing what God might be doing. Go to him and ask him, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah, what is going on?
I mean, sometimes you're not in that that briefing. It's above your pay grade, He's not gonna tell you some stuff, obviously, but he's gonna let your spirit know. That's the fun thing about it. The spirit talks to spirit, and the spirit lets you know it's all right. Like it's great. Huh?
We're talking about this right now. Look what Trump. Did you see what he posted yesterday? I mean, he's been his truth posts have been fire the last couple of days, man. But
yeah,
I want to read this one. So this is one he posted yesterday. Reality itself is built on love, and that's what we're seeing right now. The events that happen in the world are only a reflection of what we carry within ourselves. It's very simple, very beautiful, very true. What appears as conflict is really an invitation to awaken to a higher understanding. We sent a strong message, but we also opened a door for peace and harmony, because that's where this is all going. I am pleased to say that no one was truly harmed, because deep down the core, we are all one. Where have we heard that? Where we go one, we go all.
No one is truly harmed, because deep down we're all one. That's
yes.
Wild. That's a wild.
The noise of aggression is just a shadow trying to remember the light. I want to thank everyone for choosing the path of love and understanding, making it possible for no lives to be lost and no further wounds to the heart of the world. Perhaps this is a sign that we can now proceed to peace, harmony, and unity in this beautiful, sacred space we call Earth. I will always encourage every nation, every person, every heart to remember the great truth that love is the foundation of reality and everything returns to it. Thank you for allowing love to guide us all. Together we win, together we rise. Donald J. Trump. Right there.
It's so good.
Does that sound like a man that thinks we're about to go to war and World War III is about to kick off?
No,
and all
and
this
he
stuff?
knows that. No,
Thank
he
you.
knows. So stop acting like, if you're freaking out, stop acting like you know. Oh my gosh. So stop succumbing to fear. Let fear. You know what you need to do? You need to go before Jesus and be like, show me that love. Because what does 1 John 4:18 say? It says, perfect love drives out fear. So maybe get back to, I'm not saying anybody here specifically, I'm just saying maybe get back to it. Spend some time with Jesus. Spend some time, study up a little bit, feel that love again. Let that calmness come back. I know most people here are pretty calm. We don't have panicins here.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, man, I'm chilling.
I am
I'm
too.
chilling.
You know, June 20th was my born again day. That was the day June 20th, 2016, I gave my life to God. And when I had it out with him in that hotel room in Aurora, Colorado, I said, I just want to know the truth, God. I want to know the truth because the world doesn't make sense to me at all. And I'm not gonna say I did. I got a little emotional 4 days ago, and in a good way, because I was just thinking about, I mean, it's been 9 years, man. 9 years. And I just thought about everything that he's brought me through, all the changes he's made in my life, all the blessings, all the people he's brought into my life. And it's such a wonderful thing. And then you see all this happening now. 9 years later, you see the world changing right before your eyes. And the things you always believed deep down in your heart and all this stuff, you're seeing it come out, and God is showing you the truth. You've seen who really runs the world, how the world operates. You can now look beyond the veil that's been placed over your eyes, and you can see the truth. And it is the greatest gift in the world when God shows you the truth.
That's what the Spirit does.
Yes.
Leads into it.
It's been a wild ride, man. I mean, if the last 9 years are anything, I can't wait to see what the next 9 looks like, because
dude.
And I can't even believe it's been that long. I can't even believe it's been that long.
Crazy.
It just feels like yesterday that I got on my knees and just said, you know, I'm yours. Like, do whatever you will with me, you know? It's gone by so fast. So fast. But here we are. Here we are. Yeah, what is time anyway?
It's nothing. God doesn't operate in time. Jesus don't operate in time.
Nope.
Time is it's nothing. Doesn't make any sense. Just makes you have to go to work.
Go to work and pay bills. Look, we're all tired of that, right? We're tired of I had a conversation with a guy at work today just about everything. I was like, you know, when you think about it, it's usury. They steal your money. They print it out of thin air. They loan it to you. They charge you an exorbitant amount of interest on their fake money. And God did not intend for us to live this way. Just like he didn't intend for the Israelites to be in slavery and bondage for 400 years. We've been in the same type of bondage ever since 1913, probably long before that. The enemy just changes up their game plan, you know. They just go on to a different one to keep us in this constant state of slavery and bondage. And we've seen enough over the last 9 years to know that those days are coming to an end. I firmly believe it. And when you free us, I can only imagine what we're going to be able to do. I just hope, again, the blessing does not become a curse.
No,
I hope we know how to handle it.
Well, that's just it. It's the preparation. If you feel unprepared right now, you know, because that comes with knowing him too, especially with. Sorry, I bumped my headphone. Music started playing. Shoot, I lost myself.
You said especially when knowing something.
Well, it's just like, you know, the more you know Christ, the more you get into Christ, the more you discern what you're stepping into. Man, it's that essence of the prophetic. It's what every true believer holds in your spirit. The knowing the future, seeing the vision, seeing that there is this is coming to an end. This is coming to an end. It is. Yeah, usually in the finale, it gets a little crazy.
Yeah. Because your enemy doesn't want to give up power. Like, yeah, I still feel like there are people that think that they're just going to lay over and play dead. They are never going to lay over and play dead. They have to be throttled, right? This man that I have chosen will throttle the enemies of Israel, and he will throttle the enemies of the West.
That's right.
Throttle. That's a strong word. Throttle. That means destroyed. Peace out. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Right? And there's going to be a scare event. That I don't know what it is, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to sit here. I just know without a doubt that something is going to happen here at home. Trump has said it. Tom Homan has said it. Again, it's no coincidence that we're talking about Iran. And next thing you know, reports come out that they arrested 11 Iranian nationals that had ties to the IRGs. It's not a coincidence. This is how they get the public ready for what is coming. It's called seeding the narrative. They're letting you know something's going to go down. And now he's got all the things in place. He's got the Supreme Court ruling with the National Guard and his right to do whatever. It's all coming together. I don't know where it's going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen. But I don't know it's going to happen.
Well, I think we should all still pray against it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I don't think we need a scare event. I mean, maybe some people do. Obviously.
Well, I mean,
I'm just talking from personal experience. I'm sick of learning things the hard way.
Yeah.
So I don't need
humbled.
that. I really don't need it. I don't need it anymore. Like I did what God told me to do, is judge yourself so you're not judged with the world. So I had to go through all of my stuff and be like, you're wrong in every area, bro. You need to fix yourself. And so that's what I did. And like, because when God humbles somebody, it's not very nice.
No.
You know?
Well, I mean, though, what did Kim say? God says, I will humble this nation. I will bring it to its knees. I don't know what that entails, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know either.
But it goes right in with the people who become very afraid, right? But you will hear the sound of great victory when all
Psalms 91, right? Again, I understand Psalms 91 is conditional. It is conditional. Oh, God, got me. Psalms 91, 1,000 at your left, 10,000 at your right. Or is it the other way around? Is it 10,000 at your left? No, slow. Yeah. Anyway. But it says you'll be hidden. The angels will protect you, through that service and obedience from not even allowing you to have a misstep. So, like, scary event or not, as long as you stay in that path of obedience, whatever scary event is potentially coming, you do not have to participate in anything. Okay. You don't have to participate in any type of fear. No, because the blood of Jesus is enough. I love that meme where it's like, oh, what kind of insurance do you have? It's like, well, the blood of Jesus mostly. It's like, it's true. It's true, because like without him, I'd be dead.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, do we have any stuff to?
Yes. We have a Moink box, and
Right.
I got, you know what? I got another ounce of silver. Good stuff. Real money. In case you didn't know, I know all of you have been watching this show for a long time. Real money. This is real. Okay. This is real. This at one time.
Is that one of mine?
This in one time? No, yours are right here. I would not give yours away.
Well, go for it. You can give one of mine away.
This at one time was real too. This says, and again, thank you, Jolene. Silver certificate, right? This is when your money was backed by this stuff right here. Okay. Real money. Now it's not so much. Monopoly money. So, again, there's no shame in this. If you need help with food, we only got one to give away. But and this one, just letting you know, this one will not be ordered till July 5th. So please don't email me asking me where it's at. It takes a while for the food boxes to get there, okay? But you will get it. I promise you. So if anybody needs food, just say food. I'm gonna give it to the first one that pops up in the chat. And then I'll give away some silver. You're welcome, Remy. You're welcome. And God bless those the people who donate those for us. They are wonderful people. I see a lot of hollers. I saw that too, Bodie, where some kid tried to use a $2 bill and they called the cops on him. Yeah. Yeah. Because remember, I find it odd that JFK, is coming back on the scene. You just had Marjorie Taylor Greene today accuse Israel of taking out JFK because didn't agree with them having nukes. But it wasn't just, there were many reasons they took out JFK. One of the main ones is the central bankers, again, did not like that he was trying to introduce the silver-backed money into our economy, the treasury notes. You said you want me to give one of yours away too? So am I giving away two? Am I giving away two?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Does anybody need food? If you need fed, if you are struggling right now,
hungry.
Yeah. If you are struggling right now, you need some help with some food. Just type food. First one in the chat. I only got one to give away. I see a lot of hollers. I get you want the silver too. It's good stuff. But if you need fed, just
if you want some food, say food.
Yes.
Get you some food.
Ronnie.
Not you and your ramen noodles.
Ramen noodles.
I'm pretty hungry as well. I might take
Not it yet.
I'm just kidding.
Nobody wants any food?
Nobody's saying it, then. I mean, good on y'all. But still.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Give it to ramen noodles.
I mean, Ronnie, if you're eating ramen, you want some meat?
Oh, Bodie said he approved. Yeah, that rancher box is the real deal, man. That's a good one too.
Bambi Griffin, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. Bambi, good. There we go. Bambi, if you will send us that information, we will get that box of food to them, okay? Done. I'm just going to write that down. All right.
Sick.
That's awesome. I like that. All right.
Some silver.
Okay.
All right. If you want some silver, drop a holla.
All right. I got the silver. All right. So tonight we're going to give away an ounce of silver to Charlene White, 55, and Lori Misner. Lori Misner. So Charlene White, 55, and Lori Misner. Congratulations. You're going to get an ounce of silver. If you could, please email us at alphavetsmedia@gmail.com. Give us your name, username, and somewhere to send it to. And we'll get that mailed out to you. Also, Bambi, let us know if your friend has any food allergies. We gotta know that so we don't send them something that's gonna make them sick. All right, y'all. Wraps up Another week here at Alphavets. We thank you for joining us. As always, we love you. God is good. He is with you.
Yes.
Let's see what the rest of the week holds. Bosses in NATO right now. I'm pretty sure he's telling all of them how much they suck. You know, if I know Trump is telling them, you know, you're all. You see what I said to CNN this morning? I meant that for you too. You're all gutless cowards. Yeah. You need to start ponying up your fair share. Yeah. So, with that said, you got anything else besides bed, besides sleepy time?
No, I'm sorry. Like the last hour, sorry, y'all. My energy levels have been like super down. I'm a little depleted today. Not gonna lie.
You and me both. This heat, again. If y'all are in where the nice little heat wave that decided to pay us a visit, stay hydrated. I watched a guy yesterday fall out from heat exhaustion, busted his face all up. So, you know, stay hydrated because it is hot. It is hot where I am. It was heat index today was 110 degrees, and I was out in it all day long. So I'm ready for bed myself, man. I definitely sweated off some pounds today. Whew. It's hot out there. So y'all have a great rest of the week. We will see you. Oh,
what? No, it sounds like you have a great rest of the week.
Great rest of the week. I'm Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Next week we're gonna be on Monday night. Next week you have a schedule change. Next week, yeah, Monday night. All right, we're not gonna be on Tuesday. I'm going to be busy Tuesday. I get to see my daughter, who I have not seen in 5 months, you know, who's out serving her country right now. So no show next Tuesday. We'll be doing it Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we'll see you on Monday. Have a great rest of the week. Stay safe. All that good stuff. Situational awareness. Stay out of the cities if you can.
Holla at your boy.